There's got to be something in here somewhere. Solving problems. I feel like I'm so close. Solving problems. Feathers, do you have any ideas of how we can solve problems? What do you mean? Okay, for solving big problems and small problems, we could use a circle, a ball, a wheel. We could make a wheel of ways that we could solve small problems. Awesome, let's do it. Thanks to Feather's hard work, we now have a wheel that we can use that helps outline some ways that we can solve small problems here at school or even at home. So I thought for a few minutes today, I'd show you the wheel and some of the ideas on it so that you can use it whenever you need it. So before I show you the wheel though, we need to remember that the wheel gives strategies for when we have a small problem. But sometimes the problem is a big problem. So what's the difference? A big problem is one that's dangerous or illegal or scary, or if someone's getting hurt. When those problems arise, you want to get an adult right away so they can help solve the problem. Now, a small problem is one that kids can often solve all on their own. Things like someone taking your spot in line or not giving you a turn with the ball at recess. Those are things that you can solve using different strategies. And our wheel that we're going to look at today has some strategies to help solve those small problems. Without further ado, here's the wheel. The wheel has 5 different strategies that we found that kids like to use to help solve small problems. There might be other strategies that you like to use, and that's okay. But these are 5 go-tos so that in the moment, if you need to think of one, you have one on hand. One strategy to use is to ignore. So if someone's making noise or doing something you don't like, you can choose to ignore it or not to address it at all. Another strategy is to walk away. Now, we can't always walk away from an activity that we're doing, but sometimes we can take space to remove ourselves from the situation. For example, if someone's doing something at recess that you don't like or not playing fairly, you could find a new game to play. Or if you're in class and you're doing centers and somebody's doing something you don't like, you could choose to go to a different one, or remove yourself and just take a break for a few minutes and then come back and try again. Make a deal is a strategy you can use to help come up with a plan. For example, if you're at recess and there's only one ball, but 2 of you want to play, you could come up with a plan or make a deal to say, I'll play with it today and you can play with it tomorrow. Or you could rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to play first. Or you could make a deal to play the game together. Another strategy is to say, please stop. Sometimes saying please stop is enough to let them know that you don't like what's happening. But sometimes they might not be sure what it is that you want them to stop. For example, if someone's making a noise and it's bothering you, you might say, please stop, but they might keep doing it because they thought you were talking about something else. So sometimes it can be helpful to say, please stop, and then exactly what you want them to stop doing. So for our example, you might say, please stop making that noise. The last strategy is to use an I message. This is a way to let someone know how you're feeling or to help talk out a problem. For example, you might say, I feel mad when you say that to me, or I feel sad when you don't let me have a turn. There are lots of ways to solve small problems, and hopefully this wheel will help give some reminders of some great strategies to try. But if you try a few strategies and the problem still is happening, that's a time that it might be turning into a big problem, and you can get an adult to help solve it. Here at Fife Elementary, we rise to new heights, and one of the ways we can do that is by being responsible problem solvers. See you around.